Hey guys, and welcome to this lesson. My name's Dan from Your Guitar Academy, and I'm going to be taking you through my favourite Clapton lick from the Cream era of Clapton and why it's my favourite lick. Now, just yesterday I found out that Ginger Baker passed, and Ginger Baker was of course the drummer from Cream, amongst many other things, but that's how I knew him certainly. And it really made me go back and look at I've actually got some Cream vinyl that I've bought recently, and Disraeli Gears is probably one of my favourite albums of all time. And certainly growing up, my absolute idol was Eric Clapton. It always was and it always has been. He's always been my favourite guitar player. And I wanted to, as I went back and I started listening through to it, I really felt the need to kind of do a video just to show you what my favourite lick is of Clapton, what really jumped out at me, and why I think it really defines him as one of the greatest guitar players of all time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the lick now, and what I want you to remember when you listen to this lick is that when you're listening to Cream, especially live Cream, you're really listening to three instrumentalists solo at the same time. So, you know, typically when a guitarist goes to take a solo, the job of the bass and the drums is to kind of hold it together, hold it down, keep it focused, and let the guitar player do their thing. But in Cream, you had Jack Bruce, of course, one of the greatest bass players of all time. You had Ginger Baker, one of the greatest drummers of all time, and Eric Clapton, who at the time was widely considered the greatest guitar player of all time. So, you know, you've got three of the best musicians on their instruments, and they really were all soloing at the same time. So that's just a little preamble to this lick and why, and hopefully you'll see, why it really defines Clapton as one of the greatest guitar players of all time. So here we go, here's the lick. Okay, so just before we get into learning that lick and talking through it a little bit more, don't forget to head on over to the website via the link below where you'll find the full backing track so you can actually jam along with this lick and your own licks as well as the tab and a full write-up and everything else you need to really master this lesson. Okay, so we're going to go through that lick and I'll actually walk you through the part, walk you through the tab and a little bit of theory behind it as well. But first of all, the reason I picked this out then as my favourite Clapton lick, and it is basically straight out of Crossroads, is that Clapton has this amazing skill of finding space, no matter how much is going on. So Jack Bruce is playing every note under the sun, creating some amazing bass lines, but essentially soloing on the bass at 100 miles an hour. Same with Ginger Baker, he's just playing all over the toms, all over the hi-hats, all over the cymbals, everything, various fills. So essentially, again, soloing on the drums. And Clapton, you know, he does do a lot of the very, very quick stuff at that time, but he's also able to just take that second, find that space and create something super melodic, super bluesy, even in that setting. And that's why I absolutely love this lick. Okay, so essentially where we are, we're in the key of A minor. In fact, we're in the key of A blues, really. It's just a 12-bar blues that we're playing over. So if you do download the backing track, you can play over that in A minor, so using your A minor pentatonic, as well as A major over the top of those three chords in the 12-bar blues. And you'll hear Clapton do that a lot, even in this track Crossroads, if you hear the live version. Now here though, we're very much in the minor pentatonic. We're up here on the 12th fret using pentatonic box 4, which looks like this. Okay, so that's my box 4 shape for the pentatonic. If you are not sure on that, then head on over to the website and there'll be a nice interactive fretboard diagram that you can view just to make sure you've got that box right. And they're the notes that we're very much using for this particular lick. Okay, and what I like about that is you've got your root note here on the 12th fret of the A string, so it's quite easy to just jump up to that, you know, rather than having to go through shape 1 and then shape 2, shape 3, and then into shape 4. You can just use that root note to just jump straight into your box 4. Okay, so the first part of the lick goes like this. Okay, so all we're doing there is this classic kind of blues sound where we've got a quite dissonant tone, but something that works really, really well, especially with a lot of gain, I find. So all I'm doing is I'm grabbing the 12th fret of the E string and the 13th fret of the B string, so those two pentatonic notes. And I'm actually going to keep that note where it is, just add a little vibrato, and I'm going to slightly bend that note up. Now it's very much quarter bend, so it doesn't go up a semitone, it almost does. So you just nudge it up, okay? And importantly, as soon as you hear the note change, so as soon as you actually hear a change in tone, which you can start to hear there, you stop it dead. You're kind of looking for kind of like a train sound, is probably the best way I can describe it. And when you do hit that tone, as it just goes up there, stop it dead. I'm just literally resting the plectrum on the strings. Come back down to that root note, which is the 14th fret on the G string. Okay, and that's our opening lick. Now, if I just flick to my humbucker pickup, my bridge pickup, and get more gain out of that, it sounds like this. So it's a really, really nice tone, okay? Now what I want you to remember is also when we're on the 14th fret, we got lots of vibrato. Quite wide vibrato style Clapton uses, and certainly kind of paved the way for rock guitarists using that kind of vibrato. Now then we do probably my favorite part of the lick, which is this. Okay. So let me just take you through that. And again, imagine that you've got so much distortion, everything around you is going at 100 miles an hour, and you pull out this beautifully sweet, bluesy lick, and it just absolutely works, and I just love it. So you've got this kind of 13th fret, which you do another little blues curl, so another little quarter bend. Again, stopping that note dead. The detail is the key here, okay? So it's not, we don't come up and down, we just go up. As soon as you hear the note change, you're going to stop it. Okay. You can push it. There's different degrees of that. Okay. You can push it a bit more if you want. But for me, just as you hear the note change, you stop it dead. Okay. Then you're going to grab the 15th fret and play that as it is. And then you're going to bend that up a tone. Okay, so we're aiming for a full tone here. And the key thing here is that you don't actually really hear the bend go up. So you hear this note and you hear this note. Okay, you might hear a little bit of the bend. Okay, and that is the difference between essentially just going. You might hear a little bit of the bend go up, but essentially, it's the same note, you just bend upwards. Okay, so you get this. Okay, and then you can come back down. Another little blues curl. Down to the root note, and I'm using my second finger there. I've got this little kind of triangle box here. 14th fret twice, and then one more back to that C note there, which is the 13th fret of the B string, which again, I'm going to do a blues curl. So altogether that bit. And again, let's do a little bit of gain. Okay, you can give it a little bit of edge. You can rake through some of those notes. And of course, there's that vibrato again. So therefore, that's the main bulk of the lick that I absolutely love. So you've got this 3, 4, 1. It's nice, isn't it? It's so nice. And then the last part of it is this. I wanted to just throw that one in there. It's not necessarily my favorite part of the lick, but it's something that he does do a lot, and it does show you how you can kind of easily link pentatonic shapes. So I think it's worth learning. So we've got this pentatonic box 4 here. We're going to hammer on from the 12 to the 14 on the D string. And then I'm going to double up here. So I'm going to get the 12th fret and the 12th fret on the G and the B string. Now I know that's not necessarily a note out of the pentatonic, but it still works really, really well. It is in the full A minor scale, and also you might consider it as part of the A major pentatonic, which it is. So it does give you a little extra bluesy kind of style there, okay? And then you're going to come back. So you're going to be sliding from the 14th fret down to the 12th fret, and that's a little grace note slide. So you don't really hear two notes, you hear just one. Okay, basically as soon as I play the note, I slide it back. Okay, back down here to the 10th fret, and then 12, pull off to 10, 12, landing on your root note. And hopefully you guys would have noticed that I've actually moved myself back into box 3 of the pentatonic. So you get this. Okay. So all together, the lick sounds like this. I'll kind of roughly count it through. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2. There we go. Just about counting through that. And then, and now without the count. 3, 4. So there we have it. And again, it's worth mentioning that everything Clapton does is super, super rhythmical. Really, really nice and melodic most of the time. You know, he has got that extra gear, certainly when he was in Cream, and he can, you know, take it to level 10 when it comes to the kind of speed through some of these pentatonic licks. But certainly my favorite part of his playing is without a doubt when he does just somehow, out of all of that chaos, find these beautiful little pockets of space where he creates licks like that. So I would highly recommend learning that. Try it against the backing track and see how you get on. Okay, that's it for me. I really hope you enjoyed that lesson. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this, as well as head on over to the website link where you'll find the backing track to download, as well as the full write-up again. So enjoy that, and I'll see you next time.